Hi, Ed Diaz here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a chord memory layer split, which is going to include electric piano, strings, bass, and a lead. All right, let's get started. So in a previous video, which I'll go ahead and put up here for you, we went ahead and showed how to use chord memory to layer three different tones inside the Phantom and then maybe use them inside the sequencer. And that's great. It worked out wonderful. But in this one, we're going to show you how to go ahead and take that same premise, but this time add a split in the keyboard where we can have some leads on the top. Now, why would you use this? The main reason is maybe you're the musical director or you have to cover some different changes, but you're also expected to maybe do some different lead sounds and solo on top, and you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to do all of this stuff. All right, here's how you're going to do it. It's a little bit of sneaky keyboard stuff, but it's going to be a good time. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start off by choosing an initialized scene, and we're going to start by choosing our different tones we want to have in there. So I'll go ahead and do my zone view right here. And once again, zone view can be 1, 4, 8, or 16. It's up to you what you want to see. But I'll start off in our example, we'll just view 4. But remember, all 16 zones are always available. All right, so let's go ahead and start it off with just some basics. I'm going to say, you know what? Let's go ahead and do an electric piano right here. I'll go ahead in this one, maybe do a string right there. And then in number 3, I'll do a bass. We'll have a bass set. And I'll go ahead and choose maybe a nice, let's do a synth bass. I haven't done a synth bass in a minute. And I went ahead and brought them up by the star rating right here, and let's find something. There's so many great basses in here. Let's find a nice, let's do a fat MG bass. Okay, we got that one, and we're going to have some fun with it as well. Okay, so I have my 3 sounds, and if we want to layer them, remember, it's so easy to layer on the Phantom. You can just turn them on, turn their zones on, and they are on. Okay, so now, all right, now let's start having fun. All right, so I'm going to press chord memory here, and it's going to come up with a different form, and I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and I can see the different forms in here. Let's go ahead and do a pop minor. I like the pop minor. That's fine. We'll use the pop minor. We'll go ahead and use pop minor 2 and hit OK. And let's go ahead and exit. Well, before I exit, I'm going to have it in the key of C, and you can put it in any key. You just have to remember that when you get it set. Road chord, I'm going to have the road chord, mixed emotions about this one. We can have it on, but then if we want to, we can turn it off. Let's go ahead and have it on. I personally like, let's keep it up. We can choose up, down, or alternate between up and down. So let's keep it up for now. Remember, we can always make changes if it turns out it doesn't work for us or we want to just make some adjustments. Very easy. So I'll go ahead and exit. Currently, if we look at the scene, the only zone that's reacting to the arpeggiator, which the chord memory is included, is zone 1. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off these other zones, the tones in the zones, and let's hear what we have right now. Okay, so this is our meat right here. This one sounds okay, this octave, but right here in the center of the keyboard sounds best. Okay, so let's remember that for right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the other zone 2, which is the string section, and let's give it a listen. And it's only playing the one single note. It's not doing the chord memory. Which might be cool. Now here's where we're going to have some fun with, and we're going to get to this. If we want it, we're going to have to adjust some octaves of this to really make it just shine. So if we go Shift, we go into the Zone Select button right on top. And in a previous video, I went ahead and I did the zone edit, and it started here at the tone, but we're going to have it down here at pitch. At pitch right there. And I'm going to start, let's go ahead and octave shift just the string up 1 octave, and let's listen to what we get. So I'll put it up 1 octave and let's listen. Remember, only zone 1 has the chord memory. So let's listen. And that's cool. That might be something that you might want to go ahead and have. Let's try it at 2 octaves, see what we get. Very, very hip. Let's go ahead and exit right now. Now, what if we were to turn on the arpeggiator, which the chord memory is a part of, for zone 2? So let's go ahead and turn that on. Now let's see what we have. Now we see that octave isn't working with all those chords, so let's shift. Let's go back into here, and I'm going to drop it back down to its normal octave. It's 0 right there. All right, so now we have something a little bit more, a little fuller. Great. Now let's integrate that bass into here. So I'll go ahead and turn it on. Let's just play it and see what happens. Doesn't sound good, but it's no problem. Guess what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to octave shift it to make it fit. So let's go shift. And, once again, this is kind of like little tricks inside the Phantom that you can really exploit and have fun with. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to octave shift it down 2, because in my experience, a down 2 octave seems to work very well. So, and let's bring him down in the mix a little bit. And you can adjust the mix however you want. Okay, so now look what we have. We have a nice layer. And once again, I'm not sure if I'm really digging the rolling up and down of the chord, so I'll go ahead and hit that, bring it back in here, and I'm going to turn off the rolled chord switch. All right, great. Okay, so now here comes another fun part. All right, so we're going to have this all going on, but we're going to go ahead and put a lead on the right hand of the keyboard. So essentially, we're going to be able to have us accompany ourselves with nice big chords and just play lead. All right, so check this out. I'm going to go in and I'm going to turn off these guys for right now, just so I can find a nice sound, and I'll hit number 4, and let's just find a simple lead. And remember, we can still stack. We can stack up to 16 zones total, so we could go kind of crazy. So I'm going to go into the synth area, pop it open, and I'll go ahead and separate the ones that I have starred. Let's do something maybe simple. Let's see. Let's use this one, this unison lead. That's fine. Okay, so we have that lead there. Now let's go ahead and start splitting the keyboard. I'm going to want this lead probably to live from here up to here. So probably 1, 2, 3 octaves on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and set this, but I'm going to make sure it's turned on inside the scene, so it's actually living in the key bed. And I'm going to make adjustments, and you can start to see it move around right here. Now I can go ahead and just spin the dial wheel, or I can go ahead, press and hold shift, and just touch where I want it to be, and very quick I can adjust it. Now, those of you, if you're watching and you're paying attention, you're like, Ed, you're going to have an issue because the meat of that chord memory is right there as well. What's going to happen? Well, let's take a listen. Totally messed up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in and we're going to say, on these guys, I'm going to adjust them as well. I'm going to say, I want you to, the bass, I'm going to just have him, we'll go back to the bass. On these guys, everybody's going to match. So I'm going to have all of these guys, their upper note is going to be that B3. Okay, that's just where it is. Now, doesn't sound good, so we got to go back and we're going to make one more adjustment, and we're going to shift. We're going to go octave shift down 1, down 1, and since that bass was down 2, it's down 3. So now look. Oh, I messed up. Totally cool. Well, it says we're going to go up 1, up 1, up 1. There we go. There we go. It's okay. If you make a little mistake, not a problem. So remember that now we have these guys technically shifted up, but they're not going to go all the way. So now look what we have. Here's the lead. And then when I go down here, And if you wanted to, you do have a space where you could go ahead and adjust a little bit more. Maybe we adjust that bass. And let's go ahead and check again. Everybody doesn't play. So here's the split point right here. Now let's take it one step further. Say I'm right here, and you can see on the screen I have a nice split right there. These three guys are layered, and then this one is split. But what if I want to use the hold pedal? What if I want to go ahead and hold something? If I press the lead, it holds. Now what if I have this holding, but I want to go ahead and use the pitch mod? It pitch mods everybody. So let's do one more adjustment. Check it out. So I'm going to go shift. I'm going to go into my zone select. And let's go ahead and let's scroll down. And let's go slow with me. And we're going to go into down a little bit forward. And can be fun right here. Here's where you get into the pedal control. We can kind of adjust different things. So we're going to go back to here and bend control. So these are the two spots we're going to want to go to right there. And even S1 and S2 and S3 if we wanted to get crazy. All right, so pedal control, let's go ahead. So we have control 1, control 2, control 3, and hold. Number 4 is my lead. So I'm going to say, I don't want you to hold. So when I'm pressing the hold pedal now, so I'll press this note. It's holding here, but look at the lead. It's not responding to hold because I turned it off. Let's go down one more into the bend. And yeah, I want the wheel and the pitch mod on number 4 because that's my lead, but I don't want it on these guys. You know, and if I wanted to, I could make adjustments to my wheels, you see, and also the aftertouch. So now look what we have very quickly. We have, I'm holding my pedal. I'll go ahead and hit this chord right here, which is on C. And remember, we're in C minor. And my split is here. Watch what happens. And of course, we can adjust. How cool is that? So we actually have a really cool layer split utilizing chord memory. And this is something that if we're playing live and we're like, okay, how do I do some of these leads and some chords backing up myself, or maybe for song production, here's how you do it. So utilize that chord memory. Very, very hip right in there. So very, very cool. Now let's do one more. Let's have one more fun. Stick with me. Let's add another lead for fun. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the zone select button up here, and I'll turn on this lead. And let me just turn off number 4 for right now, because they're split, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to go back into my synth area here. I'm going to choose another lead from stuff that I've kind of gone through. Let's just choose one of the other pages and find something real fast. Oh, let's try this. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to turn on both of the leads. Okay, so we have that lead, the round creeper, love it. And don't forget, all we have to do is we need to go ahead and copy. Well, pretty much mimic. I want to say copy. So shift right there so that matches. And then we have to go back into here and make sure that it matches as we were over here. So we have to make sure that the pedal control, that the hold is off for this guy. So now we actually have a nice lead, 2 leads. Let's go ahead and have more fun. Let's take that lead that's in zone number 5, adjust the pitch, and maybe we'll have this one down an octave. And then we'll adjust our levels. And so now we have something really interesting. We have, and I'll go ahead and zone view, and I'll make it so you can see 8. There you go. You can actually see I actually have 3 tones, 3 zones highlighted. All 3 of these, well, these 2 are using the chord memory. The bass isn't using the chord memory. The bass is just kind of hanging. We have it octave shifted, so it just plays the single bass note. And then we have the two synth leads here, and they're separated in the keys here. We have a nice split. And then we have one of them is an octave. I think, what did I do? An octave lower than the other one. And we can have some more fun. So very fast, Very quick, very easy. This is a fun thing. If you take the time to do this, this could be something that's a lot of fun. So all you would have to do to save it is just go ahead and write it and save it as a scene, so you can call it up anytime you want for your live performance, or also just go ahead and coming up with some song ideas and then jamming on top. All right, I hope this helps you out. You guys take care, and we'll talk to you later.